Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Beers by the Ivy. Got my buddy Jake again. We're gonna kind of shoot the shit, have a good time on here. Beers by the Ivy, talking shit, drinking beers in Wrigleyville. So that's kind of the vibe of what's going on. We're gonna talk about Super Bowl. I got another good prompt for you, Jake, to start off the show. But yeah, we'll probably be talking all things sports and but mainly like NFL right now. What up, Jake? How you doing?
Guys, like, share, subscribe. The podcast is great. Biggest news this week: the Chiefs have a chance to three-peat, and then Justin Tucker likes his kicks down the middle, and his ending's happy because that dude is a pervert.
Yeah, Jake's always up in the what's it called? The noise, right? You always know what the fuck's going on.
I'm in the realm. I did the memes. So to backfill, in case you haven't heard, Justin Tucker is being accused of sexual misconduct with multiple massage parlors in the Baltimore area. Um, I just think that the timing is absolutely hilarious. And then the fact that I made fun of Deshaun Watson for the whole entire season, I'm not gonna not make fun of Justin Tucker, even though he's a kicker and completely irrelevant and not on like a, contract compared to Deshaun Watson. One team didn't give up their whole entire franchise to get him, but it is what it is. It's the Browns are the Browns, and they're gonna do Browns things. Uh, Hilarious. Another thing. The exact report right
God,
now is Tucker is accused of exposing his genitals, brushing two therapists with his exposed penis, and leaving what they believe to be semen on the massage table after three treatments. So, I mean, if he needs some help, maybe that's a little, premature ejaculation going on. Hit up your boy Shannon Sharp. He'll get you on that row row. You've seen him on the commercials. You know what it is.
dude. Uh, that's not where I thought the show was going, but I'm glad we got that in. I didn't know about all that news, but that's some
Hey,
news, dude.
I'm here
That
for you.
that yeah, that's exactly it, dude. That's some fucking news on Beers by the Ivy. I think my intro that was perfect because we went right into it. I'm pouring a beer
Yeah, here we
right
go.
now.
It's Friday
All
night.
right, well, you keep an eye on that story and you let us know for next week. How about that?
I will be. I mean, to me, he's one of the best kickers in NFL history. So
NFL history.
we'll see what happens for sure.
Yeah, I think he denied that shit, so we'll see what actually happens. I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, of course he fucking denied it. He's not going to open up to it and be like, "Oh, yep, that was me."
I don't
So
understand. I
we'll
don't
see what
understand the
happens.
culture. I don't know. He's probably got wife and kids too.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's funny to joke about
Jeez.
now, but until something's like actually confirmed, and probably like lean back on it a little bit, be like, that's actually kind of serious. But
Yeah.
for now, I think it is hilarious.
Jeez. Wow. All right. Well, my prompt was gonna be, I heard Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright talking about this on their little volume podcast. They got little as in awesome and big. But who's not gonna win a Super Bowl? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You got to pick one. Who's not
Oh
gonna win one?
man.
Because you got to think about this. You got Mahomes in the same division in the same like league, part of the part of their whatever, and you got C.J. Stroud, and you got like a Bo Nix, and then you got maybe another young guy coming that we don't even know yet. So that is stacked and loaded. So to win a Super Bowl, you're gonna have to essentially beat two of those guys to get in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, maybe even three, depending. So
So my choices are Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow.
yeah.
So I would say solely between those three, and I'm only doing this based off this team and aptitude to build around him, hence their bad season they had this past year. And then on top of that, factoring his actual health and sometimes your best ability is your availability, and
Mm.
he's had down points where he's been hurt and he has been able to play. I would have to throw Joe Burrow in there. Don't get me wrong. Don't get my words twisted. I think he's a top five quarterback in the league. I think that when he has the ball, any offense has a chance to be great. But I would have to go Joe Burrow between those three, specifically because of the team around him and then his inability to, I don't want to say inability to remain healthy is like, that's like his negative trait because he's been healthy for the majority of his career. But comparing him to Lamar and Josh Allen, I don't even know how many games both those two have missed combined, but if I had to bet, it has to be less than 10, right?
Yeah, Lamar was a little bit injured that for that brief period. Then he kind of got the, oh, he's an injury bug guy, but he's been healthy ever
Yeah,
since. So he's proved that wrong. Yeah, it's challenging because I see Joe Burrow as the guy that I know can beat Patrick Mahomes.
I
Like,
know.
but he's got injuries and he's with the poorest franchise. Dude, you know they
Yeah.
had to sell the stadium name rights to pay for his contract?
I mean, it's a smart franchise move because when you get a franchise guy like
Well,
that, you have to lock him down no matter what it
well,
takes.
no, but like that's how poor their franchise is.
Yeah,
You know, like the Colts didn't sell Lucas Oil to pay for Andrew Luck's contract.
no,
You know what I mean? It's just
definitely
like
not.
part of like the whole revenue thing. So, but if you're telling me like I had to pick one guy to play against Patrick Mahomes and beat him, I would pick Joe Burrow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I want to see anybody
So,
compete against him in the AFC right now, it is Joe Burrow in that offense. He's had the success in the past, especially in playoff games.
oh yeah,
But
he's a gamer.
that's who you want. But
But then you look at Josh Allen, Bills, good franchise. I think average coaching, and we got to talk about that in a little bit. But I think average coaching for the Bills, and then I see the Ravens as really good, well coached, amazing franchise, toughness. I think Lamar Jackson somehow gets it done, and I think he wins one, and I'd be really happy for him. But it seems like the Bills can't get over the Chiefs. Does that change when Andy Reid retires?
I
Because
think,
Andy Reid can retire whenever he wants. If he wins another Super Bowl, maybe he
yeah,
retires this year. I mean, no one's talking about maybe he retires. Probably not, but you never know.
I think when I look at it from like the main issue for me is it's a talent issue with the Bills. I don't think Josh Allen has had a top 10 tight end, running back, wide receiver. I mean, maybe you could throw Stephon Diggs in there, but even like at his best when Josh Allen had him, he had a lot of competition like in the wide receiver realm, you know what I mean? So he might not even been a top 10. No, actually I take that back. He
He just,
definitely was top like 5 in fantasy one year, but still regardless, that's one person. If you give Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki, my
I
goat,
know, I know, I know.
like if you give him those playmakers, good Lord. I can only imagine. He was throwing to people that wouldn't even
See,
be
that's
first
an
string
interesting
wideouts on
thing.
the Colts.
That, okay, so let's say that they switch places. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen switch places. Does Josh Allen have a Super Bowl?
No, because that Bengals defense is bad too.
Boom, there you go. I
But
know,
that's
that's what's challenging. That's
it's
what's
the
challenging.
offense versus the defense. I mean, don't get me wrong, his defense didn't do him any favors in this game either. Once who was that corner that got hurt? I can't remember his name right now, but the corner got hurt, and then they had that backup that came in, and that dude was getting lit up on every single play.
You're
I think
talking Bengals?
no, the Bills and
The
Chiefs game.
Bills. Oh, Bills and
Bills and
Chiefs.
Chiefs
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
When I think Kyer Elam is his name. When that corner came in, I looked at whatever side of the field he was lining up on, and I was literally live betting whatever Chiefs receiver was lined up on that field to catch a pass. And every single drive the Chiefs had the ball, I was making money. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Well, they kept rotating. It was like Juju got a catch, and then Hopkins got a catch, and it was like whoever the hell was over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, Juju had time to go catch the ball, go to the sideline, make a TikTok, go back on the field, catch another pass, make it. It was, dude, they were doing whatever they wanted to him. I felt bad because that's like the biggest moment of his career probably, and he was just getting exposed like play after play. And then you
NFL,
have Tony
man.
Romo, sounded like he just needs to clear his throat when he's talking, like talking shit about you, pretty much like, oh, there he goes again. Like, this is another thing that pisses me off about Romo. Who the fuck is Tony Romo to question Josh Allen's decision making? He literally had a play-by-play like breakdown during the game where he was like, I don't know what he was thinking here. And then like in my mind, I'm like, well, how many playoff games did you win in your Okay, yeah. That how many times did you reach the conference champ? Okay, yeah, cool.
Man,
So that was my thought process. And then literally during the play-by-play breakdown, he was like, wow, that's just next level playmaking by Josh Allen. I was like, here we go.
I li
I think
I
he's
like
horrible.
Romo,
He's
but
horrible.
I know what you're saying though. Yeah, you can always throw the he didn't win anything. That's a good question. It's like who's your favorite announcer in football?
Dude, this may be a hot take right now, but I fucking love listening to Brady.
You like Brady? Okay, yeah. I
I
honestly think
love
Brady's got
listening to Brady.
Brady went on Cowherd's show this week, and it was one of the best interviews I've ever heard because it was just such a real football take interview, and that's what I try to do when I do like my videos and for just me on the whiteboard, just all football, like real
Yeah,
football shit, like not like ESPN hot take stuff, but like mentality and what it takes to win type stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Brady kills it.
Attitude breakdown.
Yeah, yeah, some of that. And so yeah, I like Joel Klatt a lot in college. He's probably like I really like him, and I like Collinsworth. I wish Collinsworth was calling this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just sometimes I hear his voice like on that Thursday night game, you know, or that Sunday night game of the first game of the year, and I'm always like, damn, football's back.
Wait, no, I actually hate Chris Collinsworth.
You do?
Yeah,
You like
he
his
sounds
Boston
drunk.
name?
Every time he talks, he sounds
I
like
see. I like
belligerently
him.
drunk. I'm like, dude.
I like Herb Street. Mainly in college though.
Oh, Gus Johnson, by far one of my favorite. He is hilarious.
Well, that's with
Uh,
Clyde, like the guys with Clyde, right? Gus Johnson, like what?
yeah. Wow.
No, go on the way. I can't even do it.
60 yards.
60 yards
Yeah,
dancing. I think he has like a
he's
nickname for the guy.
hilarious. Yeah, there's a
It
Madden
was Joe Jackson.
yeah, there's a Madden streamer channel that like it's like just two dudes that play each other in Madden. I think it's called like Spruce Goose TV or something like that.
Okay.
Shout out Spruce Goose. But they just every time they get a big play against each other, they're like, Marcus Golden. Or like they just
Goes
do
the
like some
distance.
yeah, good yeah, some like off the wall and it just I crack up every time I see that. It is hilarious. I really like listening to RG3 before he got fired, I think was like one of the most like the hidden gem
Oh,
announcers.
really?
Like, don't get me wrong, he was bad at announcing games, but like some of the stuff he would say. So I was watching this game specifically, it was uh Michigan Wolverines, and they ran like a QB sneak with Alex Orgy, and then he did like a play-by-play breakdown during the play, and he was like, well, you got one guy goes this way, next the other guy goes this way, quarterback jumps over the line. Next thing you know, there's an orgy in the end zone. And I was just like, he said that? So that
On
was, I
national
mean, yeah,
television.
RG3 says some wild shit like that all the time.
Yeah, he's got his own little thing now. Dude, he was so good in college. If you go back and watch his
Yeah.
tape in college, like unbelievable.
Yeah. There's so many quarterbacks you can say that about. And then it's just like NFL happens and what are we talking about?
I know, I
Beast.
know.
Different beast in the league. You gotta want it.
He
And if you
that
don't want it, it's gonna come get you and get you
no,
the fuck
he had
out.
that. I mean, that's Jane Daniels right now. Had that great rookie year. You got to have year two and year three good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, if I think that if he doesn't get corrupted by like the typical stuff that like star quarterback, like young star quarterbacks
Yeah,
get corrupted by, dude, he's gonna be so good. And then
yeah,
health is gonna be huge for him too. He's smaller framed, he's mobile. That's like a bad combination, like in my mind, because you can only be so small and take hits from guys that big so many times before you get just hit one time and it's like, you know what? I can't do like Tua, prime example, because he's smaller too. I think
yeah.
Tua's bigger than Jane Daniels, isn't he?
Oh, I think Jane Daniels is taller though.
Oh, it's I don't know why. I feel like Jaden Daniels is like
I
six
feel.
one.
Oh no, I think he's a little bit taller than that. Let's look up his combine height.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'll do it too. Height.
Dude, 24 years old. He's older than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, he's 6'4". Yeah, he's lengthy. He's like Lamar Jackson around there.
Oh, so he's just
Um,
skinny.
yeah, he's just skinny, but like he is like Lamar, and Lamar's
Never
done a
mind.
great. What Lamar's done a great job of like that one year he gained weight, and then
Yeah,
he increased his passing accuracy.
I
That dude
completely.
stays out of trouble, keeps his head down, and works. And so yeah, I root for Lamar Jackson. I would really be
Yeah,
happy if he won a Super Bowl, but yeah, that's what Jane Daniels has his ticket. Just do what that guy did.
yeah, I completely redact what I said. Being 6'4" and being able to do that, that's
He's just
completely
skinny. He's just skinny.
six
That's
one and small. Because you being 6'4", that you at least have like weight behind you. Given it's not as much as I'd like him to have, but it's weight. Born in 2000. Oh my Lord, I'm getting old.
I know. I know.
That's weird to see.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like, there's that new, like that, like, I'm pretty sure like Burrow, those guys are like 28, 29, and now there's even like that younger group under them now in the league.
Pick out a whole new wave of Josh Rosen's in here. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Well, damn, dude, you want to talk about this big game or what? I mean, I'm personally not really excited about it, but
Well, I want to talk about the Bills real quick. Can we do that?
I would love to talk about the Bills. What about them?
I've been on this train for about 2 years, but I've only had this channel for like a couple months or whatever, 5, 6, 7 months.
Yeah.
Um, I would have fired Sean McDermott like a year or two ago, just because if you couldn't beat the Chiefs, if you always get outcoached by the best coaches, aka the Chiefs, then then you should be fired. You can't waste Josh Allen's career. There's so many dumb things that the Bills did that game, coaching on both sides of the ball, where they literally just got out chess moved by
Yeah.
the Chiefs coaching staff. So at what point do you say, hey, average isn't good enough, or even above average isn't good enough? Like we need great. You know who like I would love if I was the Bills?
Ben Johnson.
Sean McVay.
Oh, you can't get him though.
Well,
That's
I don't care, but I mean, I want someone who I would think if win against Andy Reid, I would at least
yeah.
feel comfortable that his team would be at least close to on par. And every time I watch the Bills game, like they just shrink and they get tight, and the Chiefs are like dynamically moving the ball down the field intelligently with layups. I
Yeah.
mean, layups. That last play of the game, right? The running back, skedaddles out to the left, and then he runs slants going the opposite direction, wide open on a linebacker, first down, game over. Bills would have just like ran the ball up the middle or something stupid.
Or ran
The
the ball to the left, like left tackle, left guard gap.
yeah, or try Josh Allen for three QB sneaks in a row. Like it's just
Which, on one hand, he got the conversion. On the other hand, if it hasn't been working the entirety of the game, why go back to it at the most critical point? At least I would have rather them seen
oh,
try to do like a hard count and then, you know, punt it and try and just be like, hey, defense, get a stop. Like, I would have rather seen that. Or even a fucking like 20-yard pass, like catch them off guard.
yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for the Bills. I made a video and I said the Chiefs are gonna win. Like I could not say the Bills are gonna win. I was like, Chiefs are gonna win, but I'm rooting for the Bills. And another thing that drove me crazy about the Bills coaching staff, I'm not a go for two guy in the first half.
Yeah.
There's very rare, if you're losing like 31-0, fine. But like they lost 2 points. They could have had extra point, and they lose those. And then it just changes the dynamic of the game.
Yep.
Because now you would have been up four, now you're only up two. There's just like different moments where you're like, those 2 points in the first half, field goal, instead of going up for two, trying to play kind of outpace yourself, outsmart the opponent by the scoring, outsmart the opponent via the X and O's. Don't be trying to go for twos. That's kind of my mentality. That drew me crazy as a one-day Bills fan.
Well, as somebody who placed a bet on the Bills and the Lions to play each other in the Super Bowl very early in the season, so I would consider myself a seasoned Bills fan at this point. I haven't been, I wasn't quite there for the, four Super Bowl losses in a row?
Yeah, yeah,
But I've been there since like week 2 or week 3, something
yeah.
like that.
You've
So
been riding.
I'm pretty much part of Bills Mafia.
At this point, I think you are.
I'm jumping through tables. I just want to see Josh Allen win it all at some point. And I really hope that's in a year when the Colts have absolutely nothing to offer towards like the playoffs because
Yeah,
I would really hate to see us roll up against them in the playoffs again when I think we have a really good team and then he just Josh Allen's the fuck out of us and we get absolutely dominated.
yeah.
Um,
Can,
there's only a couple of quarterbacks in the league I really feel like that. I would love to see Matt Stafford win another one before he
oh,
retires because he announced he's coming back.
I love Matthew Stafford. You know
Yeah,
that. I
I only
really.
actually I only actually care about a couple like quarterbacks in the league that aren't like Colts players,
Uh-huh.
and it's like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, Jaden Daniels. I'm a huge fan of Jaden Daniels now,
Hmm.
and that kind of sucks because everybody around here thinks that Washington now has like a perennial team and they're like the best team in the NFL. I'm like, you guys got a little work to do. You're getting there, but
Yeah, no
let's not
shit.
forget y'all haven't been to the NFC Championship before that since like the '90s.
They
So
gotta change their name back.
yeah,
I mean,
I think they do.
Commanders isn't a bad name, but Redskins is like it's like elite. It's such a good name. Like Cowboy Indians, like,
Yeah.
that heritage of America. That is a really cool name.
I mean,
Commanders
you
though,
talk.
if it was Commanders from the get-go, like cool name. It's a good backup.
Yeah, you talk about like football history, and some of the big names get brought up. Sean Taylor
Yeah.
was a Redskin. He wasn't a Commander. He was a Redskin. So like,
Yeah.
how do you teach that era of football
Yeah.
to because that dude was a menace. Like,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Good highlight tape, especially in college.
crazy. I think every hit that he has on a highlight tape in the NFL, like from back then, would probably be an illegal hit now. It's
Yeah.
kind of nuts, and a lot of them were just like clean hits that just looked violent.
It was like
Like,
the Pro Bowl when he like hit the kicker or
yeah, when he
something.
yeah when he laid out the punter in the
Oh,
Pro
that was
Bowl, I
oh
was
my
like,
God,
damn,
dude.
nobody's
Pro
safe.
Bowl?
That is
Nobody's
awesome. That's when the Pro Bowl
nobody's.
used to be fun to watch.
Yeah, today I kind of saw a little bit of it, and it's like they're doing like drills, not even like it's like in a arena or something, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Wait,
know.
it's going on right now.
Yeah, I saw some stuff that today was like Jamar Chase was doing like one hand catches, but I mean, it was like honestly in like a dark, like small little like arena or something. Like it looks like a convention center, you know what I mean?
That just shows the hype around it. Because I'm back in the day, dude, I used to be pumped up to watch the pro. You mean to
Yeah,
tell me you get to watch the best players in the AFC versus the best players in the NFC in like a full-on game?
yeah.
And that's like every Madden player's dream, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
all dude, all the freaking the all-star stuff sucks these days.
yeah, I don't want to watch
Hockey,
a bunch of dudes play dodgeball. Like, I'm
yeah,
watching a
hockey is
movie.
actually kind of cool because they do like 3-on-3 tournament. So like, I mean, all right, but like NBA could be like unbelievable if they tried.
Oh, there is no defense, but
I
that
mean,
is
literally, it would
glorified
be
shoot around.
yeah, but that is like the sport that could actually do it.
God, yeah. I see highlights back of the day of like back when Kobe and them were all stars, and it would be like Kobe and MJ against each other, and they'd be wearing like MJ being Bulls, Kobe being Lakers, like that's
Yeah,
Reggie Miller being Pacers, like that's so sick.
like I love the Last Dance part where it's like the All-Star game in '98. And you get to see like Reggie in the locker room, Michael's there, Larry Bird walks in, like
Yeah,
Kobe's obviously like young on the other side of the league, so that's
so
just cool.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
legendary.
All right, you want to talk Super Bowl?
I'm not really excited for it, but here we are. So we got two of the most toxic fan bases in the NFL. We have the Philly Eagles, who are probably going to burn their city down whether they win or lose.
Win or
And
lose,
we have
yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs, who have Nick Wright and the Patrick Mahomes referee meat riding Chiefs fans, all up in a hassle over there in the great state of Missouri. Which, by the way, Chiefs fans, if you've been a Chiefs fan for 2 years now, Kansas City's not actually in Kansas. Breaking news. Uh, yeah, I mean, what I saw it coming.
You saw it coming, then why
I
don't you
saw it
bet
coming.
it?
Just watching the way the game was breaking, I was like, it's gonna come down to some shit at the end, and it did. I have a couch, I have two chairs, I've got a little love seat kind of deal. I was sitting on the fucking floor for that AFC Championship game. Like that's how much pain I was in watching the Chiefs.
Why were you sitting on the floor?
Just on the edge of my seat, and then I went from the edge of my seat to my floor because I was in pain watching the Chiefs go back to another Super Bowl. I hope
Oh
the Eagles
yeah.
win. I can already see it. So last time we had this matchup, and I think that the teams actually fare out pretty similar to what they had last time. If I look at it just purely based off paper, I'm going to give the slight edge to Philly, but I also did that last time. I actually gave them a huge edge based on the wide receiving core. Uh, that was the one where it was James Bradbury at the end of the game had like the weird. He made contact inside the 5 yard line or like
Dude,
5 yards line of
that game
scrimmage.
was rigged.
So I mean, I'm not going to be surprised. Something. So here's my script, right? And if I'm right, I may not be a football like viewer next season, and this is a lot because I live for football.
Yeah.
Uh, if the Chiefs win, and this is my parlay for me watching football or not next year. The Chiefs win. Travis Kelce gets engaged to Taylor Swift, and then Travis Kelce announces his retirement. If those three things happen during this game, or like towards the end, like at the end of the game, I will not watch football next year.
Two was that two things or three?
Three things. So Chiefs win.
Chiefs win. Okay.
Travis Kelce gets engaged to Taylor Swift
Okay.
on the field.
On the field. Okay.
On the field, and the camera's going to be all up on that. You know
Oh
what I mean? Because
God.
that's fucking Tony Romo and Jim. They all want to be like, oh, there's our girl. Like, who's ours? Like, I'm not watching football for Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. Like,
Hot take.
but don't get me wrong. I think she's a great artist. I paid for my wife to go see Taylor Swift in Indy. That was not a cheap. you know,
Damn,
like
how'd you get tickets to that? That's incredible. I tried getting tickets for
she
my
got
sister.
she got them. This
Oh
this is
God,
all her. She got them, and I was like, yeah, I want you to do this. So go ahead and
do it. Yeah, have a good time.
do it. This
Yeah,
is like a once in a lifetime.
yeah, it was. In India, like it was elite. They put the whole city was for they like changed the fucking street signs.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally,
didn't they pay? Didn't they put Taylor Swift on like the Marriott
yeah, they
Hotel?
put it on the Marriott, changed it to street
Wild.
signs, and people were like, "Oh, she's in like the JW Marriott." I was like, "You guys are idiots! Like, there's only two places she's at. There's only one place she's at, and that's Jim Irsay's house." And but I was wrong though. Like, she wasn't at Jim Irsay's house. She was at Jim Irsay's lake house in Culver, Indiana. And
Really?
I know that because like we know somebody that has a lake house there that's next door neighbors with Jim Irsay. And so that's where she was at, and they helicopter to there and back. Like
That's
that's where she allegedly,
Mercy.
that's allegedly where she stayed.
And you know
Allegedly.
what? The NFL link right there, that's alarming to me.
So, I mean, it makes sense.
Regardless of whether is it Lucas Oil or not, that
Have
is
you ever,
alarming.
do you know where Ursay's like house is in Carmel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they got like an ice rink in there. Like they got a bunch of cool shit over
Oh,
there.
it's massive. He has like a compound. When I was
Yeah.
driving back to Indiana the last time actually, with my family, we got in at like it was like 2 in the morning. And I don't know why it took us on like a weird detour, but because I
Uh-huh.
think there's like some construction or something. So it took us through like, that part of Meridian and everything. And
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
looking out and I was like, oh shit, that's Jim Irsay's place. And my wife was like the Colts owner, Jim Irsay? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, well, where's his house? I was like, well, you see all that fence, like that
Yeah.
big gate? She's like, yeah. I was like, it's back there somewhere.
Yeah. They got
Probably can't see it now, but it's back there.
he's got a cop that's there 24/7 at both like his lake house and his normal house. He used to have a helicopter pad like somewhere like around his house, but he was like flying in at like 2 a.m. So like the neighbors got it, so like he had to like move it, and now it's like somewhere other place.
Nothing says I don't know if I'm doing my job right, like having a cop manned up 24/7. That's pretty sketchy.
No, I think it's just to keep people out. I don't know, but nonetheless, pretty cool. But yeah, this game's gonna be pretty damn interesting. I see it as the the Eagles are like an Alabama football team where they just have so much talent that they win games. Maybe that's not a good
Yeah.
example. Maybe an LSU team that has a lot of talent that wins games. And I see the Chiefs as the best coach team in the history of football, with the top three quarterback all time right now.
Do
So
you, here's a good
yeah,
question. Do you think Saquon Barkley goes off in this game like
no,
he has the games leading up to this?
only if the Chiefs let him. Like meaning like, hey, if we just like let him run, then we'll just stop everywhere else and then we'll win the game.
Yeah.
So like if that's their strategy, like hey, we're gonna let them run the ball. But no, I think the Chiefs defense is so underrated this year. Like I think they're like so solid situationally, like the best defense in the league. I just so believe in Spags. I think Spags is like a top 10 all-time defensive coordinator. Four Super Bowls, I believe. What, three with the Chiefs and then one, I forget who else he coached. But situationally, like different bringing blitzes at times. I mean, Josh Allen couldn't even figure out who was coming. Like when you go back and like watch the tape, like he struggled with who's coming and the disguises. And I heard Brady talk about that yesterday on Colin's show, talking about when I beat the Chiefs both times, uh, it was because like my knowledge of football and my film study at that moment in my career was at its peak, and that allowed me to call out blitzes and figure out things pre-snap in terms of who's coming. But if you don't have that knowledge base, when you go against someone like Spags, who's incredible at disguising and brings cover, it brings blitzes at certain moments, at certain game times of games specifically, he shuts you down.
And keep in mind, Tom Brady said that. And how old was he when he
43
was like
and
40 and
45.
42 or something like that? So like
Yeah.
that's like towards the end of his extremely long career.
Yeah.
So
I
a lot
promise
of
you,
football has been
if
seen at that point.
if Josh Allen is watching tape of that last game, which he might not, because sometimes you're just like, I can't even do it. But if he is, I guarantee you, he's like, damn, they got me. Damn, they got me. Damn, they
Yeah,
got me.
they definitely got him a couple times, but like don't get me wrong, I don't think he played bad in
No, he
that
didn't play bad,
game.
but
He most that he could. I mean that play at the end where he threw it up to Kincaid and hit off Kincaid's arm. Like,
No,
I don't even, that wasn't even like a throw to, that was like, somebody please catch this ball. And like Kincaid had a chance at potentially catching it and complete. He'll probably think about that catch the rest of his
he,
career. He needs to take that catch into the offseason and become the number one tight end in fantasy football next year. Or else this whole learning experience was a complete wash. Cut him from the team. Like, you have no business being here after that.
yeah, he played good. Like, don't get me
Yeah, he did.
wrong, but I'm just saying, like, from like a truly like to beat the Chiefs and like feel comfortable out there. Like that's why Tom beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And then he obviously beat the Chiefs in like a younger version like the year or two before. Um but that's why. It's cuz like that shit he second down and 7, he didn't get sacked.
Yeah. I mean, shit, in my mind, though, he beat the most impressive offense that the Chiefs have had in the past, whatever, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Because
No,
that was
I
when they had
agree.
Tyreek and that used to be the scary part of that team.
Yeah. It's
I
that's
don't
the thing too. We talked about this, right? That the Chiefs now transitioned from the running gun fun offense that everyone talked about to the boring situational football.
Mhm.
And the boring situational football is, you know, we're gonna run two curls, boom, boom, because they're playing press, and then we're gonna throw it to Juju Smith-Schuster for one time all game on some special ass play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But back in the day, it's like Mahomes drop back. So, but yeah, that's how I see it. I mean, but I see the Eagles as so much more talented. I mean, they're loaded. When you
Dude,
look at their offensive line, when you look at their defensive backs, their D line, I'm like, dude, this is like a Pro Bowl team.
and I feel like potentially because he's had such a down year compared to normal, but people forget how good AJ Brown is. Like,
Yeah.
I think that his highlight of the season is reading a book on the sideline during halftime, but like, I'm not going to be that guy that forgets that he will put up 150 and 2 touchdowns against you and make it look easy. And then you throw in Devontae Smith. I think Devontae Smith is, I mean, you could easily argue a top 10. I think you could easily throw in top five slot wide out in the league. Just with his pure like route running, his ability, his speed, he's fast and like he's like fast and quick. So he can
Hmm.
like make the cuts, get upfield real quick. Uh,
He always felt like Marvin Harrison to me. I don't know. Is that
Yeah,
bad?
that was I think coming out of the draft, I think that was a lot of teams like biggest concern with drafting him is I mean, yeah, Marvin Harrison was very successful at his size
Yeah.
back then, but it was also a different league back then. You didn't have the 215-pound linebackers running around. They were still able that was weird, my light just turned on at random. You know, you didn't have the
What
215
are we
pound
doing?
yeah, I'm in the twilight zone right now. Shit.
Oh god, I can't even get my
Oh
lights to
God,
work.
turn
I
that
got
off.
my freaking. I bought this light, and I have another light, but this thing snapped right before the show, so now I'm
Oh
just
shit.
like lightless. I have it, but like the stand, dude. That's what I hate when I buy something from Amazon. It's kind of like cheap, and then it just breaks. I'm just like,
You just buy it off Temu, dude. You buy that shit off Temu, and then as soon as it
I've
gets there,
never,
buy another one.
I've never really bought anything off Temu. Is that the move now?
No, it's definitely not. It's cheap as fuck, though.
Yeah, sometimes cheap. I either go cheap or expensive as fuck. Give me the best or the worst. Never give me in the middle. It's like the Colts. EA, be the worst team in the league or the best, but just don't give me like 15th pick in the
Oh, you don't
draft.
like being 9-8? Come on, dude.
I
We
mean,
love
just
being 9-8 around here.
oh my God, the Pacers were that our entire childhood.
The month of January,
Hey
though.
man, you drafted Jeff Foster 10th overall and played 10 years in the league.
Yeah.
I saw Jeff Foster once at Carmel's Rec Center. I was like, oh, what up, Jeff Foster?
What do you call him, my first and last name?
No, I don't even know if I said anything to him, but I
You say,
definitely
hey,
want.
what's up, Mr. Foster?
Oh, Jeff, how you doing?
Jeff?
Dude, I saw Rick Smits. Remember him?
Yeah, he lived in Zionsville, where I was from.
Okay, yeah, I saw him. I think he was shooting baskets in like the big Carmel High School like gym once. I think
Yeah.
that, yeah, he's tall as shit. I think that's where I saw him.
Dude, his son was in my sister's class in high school. He was tall as shit, too.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Wasn't he a
Maybe
Pacers prospect at some point?
I don't know, but yeah, that might have been it. Maybe that's why he was there. Probably, it probably was. But yeah, he was. Yeah, they're all tall. That's a tall family, I'm sure.
The Dunking Dutchman, dude. Yeah, his older sister, her name was Jasmine,
Yeah,
in the class ahead of me. Uh,
tall.
dude, she was like 6'3".
Jeez, that's tall.
But I don't know. Maybe she wasn't 6'3" because I was 4'11" back then, so everybody looked tall.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was a very small shot. Hey, man, beers by the Buffalo Trace. Get you some if you ain't tried it.
Never tried it, dude. I'm not a big whiskey guy. Like, I'm really a beer only kind of guy.
It's a really good sipping,
Don't get me wrong, though.
good sipping, man. Good sipping.
I went and saw my sister in Colorado recently, and
Mm.
I had an orange juice on the plane, and I haven't had orange juice in forever. So I was like drinking that orange juice, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna get like a screwball or not screwball, screwdriver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, screwball's the whiskey. Screwdriver. I was like, and I had a couple on the mountain, and I was just like, damn, like these are pretty freaking good. I haven't had one of these in years.
That sounds like in high school. Shit.
Yeah, like I don't even think so. Like, but yeah, I don't know. We'll
God,
see.
dude. Yeah, I had orange juice like yesterday because I'm trying to recover from this weird disease my children brought home to me.
Uh-huh.
But when I get sick, I drink a little orange juice for the little vitamin C boost. But I think about orange juice and vodka. I think about that one. You ever see that one video that goes around every now and then, like mass accumulation on Facebook? It's like that chick is pouring, she's like 2 shots of vodka, and it's like the whole cup
Oh
and
yeah.
whole. And every time I see that, I'm like 2 shots of vodka.
Yeah, I know.
Wild.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes in college I'd drink like whiskey cokes, but I never like liked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's an acquired taste for sure.
Yeah. Do
It
you just
just
drink straight, or you just straighten it up?
well, so I was drinking an old fashioned.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to take the time to get up and go make one right now. So
Okay. Yeah.
this little nip of Buffalo Trace is gonna be straight, uh,
Straight to the heart. That's what it
just
is.
straight to the dome.
Straight to the top.
I'm looking at my parlay right now, just doing my
What do you
live
got?
tracking. I got a 3-leg parlay that I just threw in for just to fuck around a little bit of teams to score 100 points in the first 3 quarters, and I'm onto the Bucks as my last line. I went upwards around $10,000 because I got like 2 other legs that are like already done pretty much. It's like I need 2 more points from Nikola Jokic, and they're in the third. Oh my God.
Sorry, I was muted. Wait. You say what? You need 2 points from the best player in the league?
I need one of my parlays, like my biggest parlay of the night. I need
Yeah.
2 points from Nikola Jokic for that parlay to cash out. And they're in the third right now.
How
So
much is
that's
that parlay to cash out? What
that
would you
parlay
win?
is a $2,500 payout.
What's okay? Holy shit. Okay, first off, IU is losing by 2 points to Purdue. Purdue's 10th in the country. IU is embarrassingly not ranked, but we may beat them. I hate Purdue with a passion. All right, nonetheless, though, let's look at what's the score of that game? Oh, it's close, dude. Like he's gonna play the whole
96 to
game.
92 in the third.
He's gonna play that whole game. Like it's not like a blowout. Like he's not
Oh,
getting
he's
out.
abs. Oh, okay, no. So he has 15. I need him to get 20 plus.
Okay, god damn.
Which if Nikola Jokic doesn't get 20 plus in this game, I might as well just forfeit. You know what? And here's my
What was
other
the average?
dude. He averages a triple double. That is the most insane player I've ever watched play a bas. He is favored to get a triple double. You can literally throw $25 on him to get a triple double, and at the most, it'll pay out like a $21 profit, and that's just like arbitrary numbers based off like what his average out like value is. But he's like a minus 175 favorite to get a triple double like almost every night. It's insane.
Okay, his average is 29.7 in his career, but I wonder what this season is.
I feel like this season is probably higher because his offense has been very unproductive outside of players named Nikola Jokic. Well, Russell Westbrook's had a couple nights where he's gone
Oh,
crazy.
sorry. He averages 21 points in his career. This season, 29.7. So that's good
Yeah,
for you. He scored
very
more
good for
points
me.
this year than he did like most of
The
his career.
biggest the biggest thing for me is it's a close game right now. It's only in the third. So I've here's my desperate plea to FanDuel. Stop taking my money when my player gets hurt in the first quarter. I can't tell you how many times. I think I have 5 different parlays that I've missed this week because I've had players get hurt in the first quarter and then they're done. LaMelo Ball was one of my primary victims. Julius Randle was last night. Like, dude played for 10 minutes and didn't get 8 rebounds. God forbid me. He got hurt and got taken out of the game. Like, that's not a bad take on me. That's just bad luck. But I get why they do it. They got to make money somehow. So there's a reason they say the house always wins in Vegas.
Yeah, because they always do win. It's Vegas is rigged. You go to Vegas and it's just like I just everything's got to be rigged. Other than like poker against like people that are also losing money.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna go someday. I
I've
don't
never
know.
been. I've never
I
been.
haven't either. I've
I
been
have some
to
friends that have been. I have some friends that like playing poker pretty intensely. So
yeah, I've been to the casinos on like cruise ships and shit,
yeah.
and I have gotten absolutely bent over playing blackjack. And like I'll play blackjack like because I have a website I play blackjack on here, and I have it on my phone. Completely different. But like on the cruise ship, it'll be like, oh, you got dealt a 13, which is like statistically one of the hardest hands to play with, like in blackjack, because there's a high percentage of you busting if you take it, but
Hmm.
there's also a high percentage of you like getting a low card to like then lead to a bust if you take it as well. It's like a
Yeah.
damned if you don't hand. You're fucked either way.
Yeah. It's complete guessing.
Complete luck. There's no like statistical like chance to it. So I don't know. I'm a big strategy guy. It is what it
I
is.
like poker. Like I like the mentality of poker, but I don't poker on TV these days is like too technical. It's too like nerdy. It's not like fun. I like old school poker. What's that TV show? I gotta look that
Uh,
TV. High
the World
stakes.
Series.
No, high stakes poker. Like back in the day, like season like
Oh, I know what
two,
you're
three,
talking
four,
about.
five. I mean, that is
Yeah,
literally some of the best television. I mean, that's like young Phil Ivey, young Daniel Negreanu, young Dewan. And then you get the older guys that are in there. Like that is some of the most elite television ever filmed. But
yeah.
nowadays,
You
it's
got
like it's a bunch of like geeks who like know the stats and like I hate that. I like the people that like go off the field. You know what I mean?
feel the table.
I mean, that's what it's about, like the tells and the reads. Yeah, you got to kind of know some statistics with it and what you do. But like, it's
Yeah.
just when stuff
And
gets too nerdy, it just becomes like, ugh, like the NBA is too nerdy. It's shoot threes and
yeah,
dunks. Like
NBA's got really bad about that.
it's not tough. It's not cool anymore, right?
No, definitely not.
Basketball was cool because it was a physical game. It's not physical anymore. It's not cool anymore. NFL's king because it's still physical. Hockey, whether you like it or not, like, it's more of a Canadian culture of a sport, but physical.
Dude, we have so our local hockey teams, the Admirals, they're like I don't even know like because I know a lot about baseball minor leagues like AAA, AA, and everything. I don't know how the minor leagues in hockey break down because like I'm not that much of a hockey fan. I'll follow it a little bit here and there, but we have the Admirals here. I don't even know who they're a farm league of, but there was one Admirals game I went to where like the puck dropped, and as soon as the puck dropped, two dudes just dropped their gloves and start wailing on each other. So I don't know if they had some deep hidden beef or
Probably.
like what was going on, but those two said, I don't even want to play this game. I don't care about any of it. We are fighting right now. So that says all I need to hear about hockey.
I'm pretty sure that's the Caps farm team.
It probably is just based off like the
Looking it
regional
up.
area. It wouldn't surprise me if it was also like, I mean, maybe Philly. You could argue that because it's like about like proximity wise, it's pretty close. Uh,
Yeah.
could be Carolina potentially,
I'm trying to figure it out. ECHL. Yeah,
but
so that's
they wanted their name goes hand in hand with the Caps. So
yeah, is it the North Folk?
yeah, Norfolk Admirals.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're ECHL, which is like one of the lower farm teams. Those teams are interesting because you get a lot of people from like foreign countries on it,
Yeah,
and so you'll see like a last name with like 1,000 letters.
that shit is a
Yeah.
good time though.
It is, and usually it's cheap beer.
Yeah, very cheap.
Usually, usually you never know. I mean, sometimes like I always complain about Wrigley where it's like $17 for a beer, but usually you can get a beer there for like 5, $6.
Yeah, speaking of cheap. Speaking of expensive beers at a baseball stadium, you know what I saw the other day that made me giggle
What?
was Dodgers fans on this MLB like page that I'm on Facebook complaining about the price of like beers and like food at the stadium this season. I was like, how do you think they're paying for, you know, this team that they literally like if you took the top free agents, they just signed them all. Like, how do you think they're going to pay for that?
It's
So
ridiculous.
this is like the biggest damn if you do, damn if you don't season I think I've seen from a team in the whole entire probably the history of sports. I can't think of another team that's had this prolific of like an off season, especially following a championship.
Yeah, they got everyone.
Yeah, it damn near. They didn't get Soto, but like that was a huge. If they'd have gotten Soto and like in conjunction with everybody else, I probably would have been like, all right, baseball needs to
Fix the
fix
sport. Fix the
something
sport.
because I was on that train for like 3 days, and then John
Yeah.
Boy posted a video. I love John Boy Media. He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
baseball
Yeah, Yankees.
personalities to follow. I don't like
Yeah.
a lot of the baseball analysts, but John
Geeky.
Boy's
Geeky. That's why. They're geeky.
yeah, super geeky. John Boy's real baseball, like down to the root and the facts. Um, just talking about the history of who's had like statistically the one seed or like because if you have the best team, you're inclined to get the one seed. That's like what that implies. Who's had the one seed and who's won? And it's like, three times out of the last 25 years or some it was some weird stat like that. And that made me feel really good. And then also made me remember like baseball is a game where 33% like success rate or like 30% success rate is like that's being really successful compared to other sports where if you're going through the playoffs, you're batting 300 in the playoffs, you're through the roof.
Yeah,
But if
I mean,
you're
it's just
well, in today's game,
I think like what hurt you guys was just the fact you played so bad at home. Like
yeah,
that is kind of depressing. I mean, I was rooting for him because I didn't want the fucking Dodgers to win. I didn't want the
it's
Dodgers to win.
that was the worst fifth inning I think I've ever watched, but hey, I'm still repping. I don't care,
Well,
whatever,
dude, yeah, you're till you die. I mean, you're
till
a
I
Yankees
die,
guy. Like, don't
till I die.
matter.
You saw
You,
my cards. I've got Jeter rookies for days. I got a really sick one the other day. And
okay,
this is my Colts collection, but I got a rookie ticket, Alec Pierce autograph
okay,
card,
damn.
numbered to 50. So super dope layout. I'll send you a picture of it later. But
They need to
my,
throw him the ball more.
we need a quarterback.
Oh, the guy who tapped out isn't good now? I know. No shit.
I've done a lot of self-reflecting.
He's horrible, guys. He's
I want the
horrible.
answer to be on our roster already.
We don't
Because
have the answer.
but
He's terrible.
that would make the problem so much
His
easier to
film is
fix.
embarrassing. I
Yeah.
hate, well, I don't, that's why I didn't do a single film breakdown of the Colts this year because it was just so, it was just trash.
His film is either absolutely insane and it's like, how do you make this play? Or how do you not make this play? There's no like in between where like, well, maybe he had a couple. There was a couple where like,
No, he makes great plays. He does. He makes great plays. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to say that right now, if he was the guy preparing for the Chiefs, I would be like, this is like, it wouldn't be like
oh
Josh
yeah.
Allen couldn't even handle the blitz packages. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these real defenses don't show you stuff until they really get in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Like, Tom Brady's watching film from Spags like 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it gets that intense of studying the opponent play caller. Because you don't really, I mean, you can watch the regular season, but they're not going to show you some stuff.
Yeah, that's what you
Ohio
gotta
State, I'm an Ohio State fan. Ohio State didn't show their entire, they didn't even show their defensive system until the playoffs. They ran a 4-2-5 in the playoffs. They didn't barely ran that in the regular season. They showed it, but they didn't run it like they did in the playoffs.
no, they were super efficient. They actually kind of pissed me off.
Did you bet against them?
I didn't bet against them. I bet on totals primarily. And
Oh,
then their
okay.
offense didn't match the output that I needed to offset the total bets that I needed, which really sucked because I thought like after they steamrolled Oregon the way they did, I was
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh.
oh, this seems like an absolute lock. And then it just wasn't. And I was like, well, that sucks. But it was close. It just wasn't enough.
Gotta watch Beers by the Ivy videos. I didn't. I thought the Notre Dame game was gonna be a tough one, and it was. It was a good game. Notre Dame played well. I thought they played well, and I thought Ohio State was just a little bit better of a team, and I think that's just fair, honest. The Texas
Yeah.
game was that was a that wa- that one I would have not bet on just because, man, you just never know if Texas is gonna show up or not.
Well, being a Notre Dame fan, when I watched the game against NIU, and after that game, I literally sat there on my couch, just completely blank, and I was like, well, this season is completely cooked. There's absolutely no reason they should be completing. I don't care. I don't care if it's 16 teams. This one loss should prevent them, but I'm not on the committee for a reason, I guess. I don't know.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, they're gonna get in. I mean, now you know that Notre Dame can lose one game every year, no matter who it is, and they're gonna get in, which is fine. It's fine.
but that's not the way I think it should be because I think there's teams that could have put up a better fight with a harder schedule. They had a cupcake schedule. They got paid, or they no, they paid $2.6 million dollars. It was some weird number like that. I only know this because I had to research it. They paid NIU to go lose to it.
Here's
Mind-boggling.
my thing, and maybe I just have too many Notre Dame people part of this channel. I've met too many of these people, and they seem pretty awesome. I would rather take a one-loss Notre Dame team than a three-loss SEC team.
Yeah, well, it depends. For me, it depends on the teams, but yeah,
You know what I mean? You know, I was kind of maybe wrong about this, but I thought Alabama maybe should have gotten in over like SMU or who the hell got in. I don't think
yes,
SMU got in. Did SMU? I have no, I can't even remember. It's
SMU
so
got
bad.
in.
Okay,
They
yeah.
did
I
not
thought,
last long.
yeah, I thought Alabama would have put a better fight, but then Alabama got stomped by Michigan. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's what I said. It depends on the teams.
Yeah,
They had their chance and they didn't execute when they needed to, and that's just what it is.
is what it is.
That's also part of this is the first year they've done a 12 team format like that. So
Yeah,
they'll work the kinks out and kind of get it adjusted. Maybe they kind of dive into like, hey, this is what the Vegas lines were. This is like a strength of schedule type like characteristic we can kind of use to because I do think that's like a very realistic, comparison. If they can be like, well, this team was a, whatever point spread and they covered the spread and, like 12 of their 13 games, or arbitrary numbers here, but like if they covered the spread in this many and they were favored by this many points, that's significant over, this team who did they have ranked games? Yeah, sure. But did they lose these ranked games? Yeah, they lost every single one of them. Like, what are we talking? Vegas is accurate. If,
Vegas knows.
until you get into betting on sports, you do not know how lethal Vegas is. Like Vegas will rip your heart out, chew it up, and spit it back in your face.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, they know so much. Another thing that was really
I
stupid about the college football playoff this year was there wasn't reseeding. So like, in NFL, like if you're the one seed, you play whoever like the worst seed of the next round.
yeah, I didn't like
And
that.
and like the fact that like Ohio State went and played Oregon, the one seed, and like Oregon won all their games and won the Big Ten championship, but then Penn State, the fakest team in the history of the world, like got the easiest road, and then they get stomped by Notre Dame. You know what I mean? Like, come on,
Yeah.
come on.
What's his name though? Tyler Warren?
Yeah, I think
He's gonna
so.
be really good
Oh
in that
yeah, yeah, dude.
too, though. I'm telling you.
I did a whole video on that. Penn State fans were the meanest comments I've read on my channel. They were like calling me a complete idiot. And then literally I was just like, okay. And yeah, but Tyler Warren Colts.
Dude, if he's available when the Colts go up to draft in the first round and the Colts don't pick Tyler Warren, you have to fire everybody on Chris Ballard's staff. You
He's
have to fire. You have to hire me. Start with that one.
if they
I
just
will
read your
take Chris Ballard's
Facebook,
job. I'll do it for 100,000 a year.
there you go. Yeah,
That's more than what I'm making right now.
there you go. Yeah, that's what does Bauer get paid?
I don't even want to look that up because that'll probably just piss me off.
What should he get paid? How about that?
What should he get paid? I don't think
Yeah.
he should get paid a fraction of what he gets paid. Probably. I mean,
He does the job that is worth.
I would say no more than 200,000.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big job of just the people that you have to manage and stuff.
Yeah.
But, um, but yeah, he does not. He should be the lowest paid GM because his results are consistently average.
Uh, Ryan Poles should be, and sorry, Beers by the Ivy, Chicago region. Ryan Poles is possibly the worst general manager in the freaking
Okay,
league.
why do you say that though? Because he made.
I
I'm not
don't
even a
know
Bears
why he
fan,
has a job still.
but he made that trade to get all the guys he has now. Like, you know what I mean? Like he traded away the kid, the Carolina pick, that kid, or he didn't trade. He traded away the pick that drafted that kid, right?
Bryce Young?
Yeah, Bryce. There it is. Like
But
so,
what could he have done instead?
drafted C.J. Stroud, or no?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So he could have just, instead of trading away all those picks
He
and
could have
went
drafted.
into another year of rebuilding, which is another year of rebuilding, which, I mean, honestly, now they're still in another year of rebuilding because they're on another head coach. They have
Yeah.
another top five. They have a top five pick, right? They're picking
Uh, yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
top
Let me
10 at
look.
the very least.
Let me
So, which
look.
I would consider rebuilding. I honestly think that the Colts are still in rebuilding and they're in top
Colts. Yeah,
15. So, another year rebuilding. So, what has he really done? They didn't make the playoffs. They didn't even relatively compete in their division. They didn't compete in their conference for a wild card. Really doesn't help when you either won your division and then you have two wild card representatives. That really doesn't help because your division is super competitive now.
super good. It's gonna stay good for at least a little bit.
That's a,
Yeah, the
that's a tough look.
Bears are picking 10th. There's a lot of bad teams. I mean,
There's a
there.
lot of bad
I
teams.
mean, there's a lot of good teams, but geez, there's Tennessee, Cleveland, Giants, New England, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Jets, Carolina, New Orleans, Bears.
Oh
Oh
God,
my
before I forget about this
golly.
shit,
There's
my
team.
cringe moment of the week. And this is worse than Justin Tucker going straight down the uprights and liking his endings happy. Brian Cohen, Duval. Did you
Oh
see
my
that video?
God.
Oh my Lord. I think I reposted that video on three different occasions. And literally because I got a couple of friends, being in the Navy, I network a lot,
Yeah,
got friends from all over.
yeah.
My friends were commenting, they're down in Jacksonville, they're Jaguars fans. They're like, I hate you for posting this, but I couldn't help agreeing with you. And like every single time I posted, I was like, this has 0 and 17 written all over it.
Well,
I won't even feel bad when this team moves to London. Like, so I
all
was
right,
going crazy on the Jaguars this whole entire last week and a half.
all right. Worst coaching press conferences. We have Dan Campbell, which people like, people don't like. We have Nick Sirianni, and we have whatever that new Jaguars coach guy's name is.
It's got to be Brian, and I'm saying Brian Cohen specifically for the saga that this followed. So for did you hear about everything that happened like with what was
No,
involved?
no, but
Well, I think I screenshotted it because it was when
well,
I
you should
saw I
plug
think
your you should plug whatever your Facebook is or whatever.
my Facebook, if you look me up, I'm a well fuck, I'm gonna get some people like hate mailing me now because I shit on the Chiefs and Taylor Swift and the referees. Uh but my last name is Konija. Yeah, I don't have it saved personally, and I've reposted this dude and trolled him too many times now. But oh man, it's tough.
Duval.
So this saga, right? He was rejected. He was requesting permission to interview certain candidates with the Buccaneers because he was the Buccaneers offensive coordinator
Yeah.
prior. He
Yeah,
was
decent run there.
decent. I mean, I think Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield's really good. Like, yeah,
With
he's
Mike Evans and Chris Godwin
yeah,
both
not like
healthy,
great,
I think
but
they have two of the best, wide receiver threats in the league. I
yeah,
think they're like a top, you could argue them a top five, like skill players. So a good offense.
stand up.
Would I jump out there and be like, hey, give this guy a head coaching position? Probably not. But it's the Jags. So they got Shad Khan down there. He kind of does what he wants. It's whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so this saga goes, he was requesting permission to interview certain candidates. They declined his request. Um, he was allegedly, and this is all alleged information, uh, at like a doctor's appointment for one of his children, when he was supposed to be somewhere else, like for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He said that he was not. He was in Jacksonville interviewing for the position. Some more drama went down. There was a couple more timeline gaps. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but a lot of disputes pretty much between him and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then randomly out of the blue, I think it was like a Monday like afternoon. It was like Liam Cohen, next coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that dude, have you ever seen Madagascar?
No, I haven't. Or maybe, I don't know. The cartoon show,
Madagascar. So
right?
Madagascar has got this giraffe named Marty, and you know how giraffes, they got that long ass neck
Yeah,
and
they're
that
usually like the fun
long
character.
face.
Yeah.
He pulled up to his first press conference. They're like, "Can you give us your best Duval?" And he was like, "Duval," and that shit had me so I was fucking laughing my ass off in my truck. People next to me probably thought that I was like a crack addict or something, but that was like his whole face changed when he said it.
Yeah.
And then he's like the only like head coaching like influence that I've ever seen have like negative aura with a team like right
Yeah.
off the rip. Walked in the Jags facility and they had like, Liam Cohen like on the glass windows to his like to his office or whatever. He was like, "Oh, that's so sick." And I
Yeah,
was
no,
like, this is like the whitest dude. He has no business being in fucking Duval County in Jacksonville. If you've never been down there,
yeah.
it's very not Liam Cohen. And
Okay. Not
very
different
not
vibe, huh?
Liam Cohen type.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I just think if you're a football coach, you got to be a kind of a football coach and a little bit of tough to you. Being like the weird, like fruitcake choir boy look, I'm just like, you're about to
Yeah.
go against like Mike Rabel. You're about to go against some like pretty bad Mike Tomlin. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
he definitely looks like he got bullied in high school. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, and
And
like,
I'm not saying that he did. I'm not like condoning bullying or anything, so don't
yeah,
take that out of context. You know,
yeah, like,
you Twitter athletes, but
yeah, is that what they call
fuck.
it, Twitter athletes? Oh, I like that. But yeah, you know what I mean? You're going against the best of the best, the most competitive people on the planet in terms of the sport of football, and you got to be put together at least in a professional intensity manner, you know?
Yeah. I've gone to I've watched his interviews just out of personal curiosity at this
Yeah,
point,
like what is he like?
and
Yeah, like
I'm not worried about the Jags this year. I'm gonna
yeah,
put it like that. There's two teams I'm not worried about, and we play them four times this season. So I'm that's four wins we should be getting.
dude,
We should be breaking this 0-17 curse or whatever down in Jacksonville.
wouldn't you just hate to be an owner and you pick a quarterback and then he does a press conference and you're like, oh my God, I already effed up. I already made the wrong decision. It's only been an hour.
Yeah, it is what it is. That was an absolutely crazy. It was like a 72-hour time span that like whole hiring process went on because
Yeah,
I think they had to fire their general manager, hire somebody else to even hire Brian Cohen, and then hire Brian Cohen. Like a lot of it was going on while Pat McAfee was live on air. I watched Pat McAfee show, like I try to watch it daily if I can.
yeah,
So he
Colts,
covered a
very
lot of
Navy.
it. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, problem is when you're the Jaguars, you're always gonna get the bottom of the barrel coaches. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you're
nobody
not,
wants that job.
I mean, nobody wanted the Lions job, but they got lucky. And like
Dan Campbell
we're gonna find out how
and
good he actually is though.
yeah,
Can you win? Because like he didn't even hire Dan Campbell, or he didn't hire Ben Johnson, Matt Patricia, whatever the guy's name is. He hired Ben Johnson.
that was the New England Patriots, the guy who worked
Defense,
for like NASA or whatever.
yeah, he worked for a defensive coordinator. Then he was the head coach of the Lions for a couple of years. Then he went back and became the offensive coordinator. Um, but yeah,
He
anyway,
had
so
the beard, and he
yeah,
always had the pencil.
yeah, he's a great defensive coordinator, and he's actually like pretty good on like the podcast circuit that I've seen him on. But nonetheless, so can Dan Campbell actually coach without his right hand man calling the offense? Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, here I'm gonna play it on my phone. Here's the here's the first Duval.
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 That is just that's not it. So my first repost was looks like the Jacks are going 0-17. And then I saw it again on a separate post because CBS on NFL and CBS reposted it. So of course I had to said might be the most punchable face in the NFL. Won't even feel bad if they move to London. Because I was just apparently on one when I saw that. You know
Yeah,
how
unfortunate. Unfortunate. Dude, I keep looking at my phone, rooting for you, and Nicole Jokic hasn't scored a damn point.
I wish you wouldn't have even said that.
Is that
I
wrong to say?
No, I just wish you wouldn't have said that. Like,
Well,
because in
maybe
my
it's
mind, he's already scored 15.
well, you're manifesting, which is good. That's jumping
I
into
am
life more
manifesting.
mentally.
It's been 15 minutes.
I know it's oh, he's got 7 minutes left in the fourth now. So
Oh
maybe
no.
so I'm gonna stop looking because maybe I was bad influence.
Your screen hasn't refreshed. That's all it is.
Oh, okay, dude. Oh, okay. I use up 62-58. All right, I gotta go watch that game, brother.
Yeah. Super Bowl pick. Who you got?
Um, Chiefs.
Okay. I'm going Eagles. Go
All right.
Saquon.
Well,
Gilly, whatever his name is. Blow the
all right.
whistle. Whatever that fucking song they play is.
Yeah, fly, Eagle, fly.
Fly Eagles fly. That one
Something
for
like that.
sure. Zionsville Eagles. We got that too.
Yeah, I'm definitely the number one thing I don't want to watch this game and feel like it's rigged. That's the
Yeah, that's
number
my
one thing.
biggest
I just want
emphasis.
to like sometimes I watch Super Bowls and I'm like, oh, they're so rigged. So I want them to just look good so I can enjoy the last full game of the season because then I got to go through the dark zone and no football.
Yeah, till the draft. That's like the only thing you have to look forward to.
Yeah, I gotta have you back on for the draft stuff. But I'm not,
We'll get
hopefully
some
we'll
content going.
yeah. Yeah, and then we'll have to do a recap show. Actually, next week, I mean shit, I might even if you're around next week, we'll probably do a show before.
I'm here for a couple months, brother.
All right, sounds good. Hey, thanks again. Talk soon,
Yeah,
everyone.
dude. Anytime. I'll catch you later.